right, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We up in here. Y'all know what the business is, man. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you'd like to donate, the PayPal links in the description. All those links there. Let's get into it. My thoughts on what Khabib did last night as far as after he made Conor tap out on top of Conor chin, all right? You know, everybody is different. You got guys that's more sensitive than not. You know, everybody has a breaking point. Everybody, you know, it's just, you know, they sensitive about most things, okay? And if people thought all that McGregor stuff with the buzz, all that talking he was doing at the press conferences, talking about Khabib's religion, saying Khabib's a snitch, talking about his father's team. Last night, those questions were answered that this was actually real animosity, real beef. And you know what, man? You know, Conor do all that trash talking, but you got to know your opponent, man. You know, if Khabib, you know, went to Dana White, he should have went to somebody like, dude, going too far, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he should have did. You know, I don't know if he did or didn't do that, but I'm not trying to justify what the dude did, but what he did was trill, man. All right? You know, we're going to keep running your mouth. Y'all, after y'all got beat, wasn't nobody humble in defeat. Your team still talking junk. I know I'm heated. He jumped over the cage, and I know that put people's lives at risk. It could have incited a riot, all that stuff, okay? But, you know, don't try to come down on Khabib, all right? People get mad at Khabib because they mad because their favorite MMA fighter got his ass whooped in Conor McGregor, okay? You know, don't try to spin this like Conor McGregor is the innocent dude. And that's America, dog. That's America for you. If you got the complexion for the selection, bro, you gonna get a pass. This guy don't get no pass for what he did, bro. Okay, Conor McGregor. He got too personal, man. And he's like, some guys, Dana White said, some guys can take it, some guys can't take it. No, man, you don't talk about nobody's religion. You don't talk about nobody's father. Okay, that's two things you don't talk about people, a man's family, and you don't talk about a man's religion. Okay, and on top of that, you took money out of his pocket. They had to cancel the UFC event. You took a dolly and smashed it. People just tend to forget, you know, Joe Rogan and all these UFC slappies that's trying to come down on Khabib, probably because he's Russian. Okay, they just totally forget what Conor McGregor did. You know, they just gonna say, oh, he's not culpable here. He didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he did. This dude got charged. And then they gave him a slap on the wrist in New York. Okay? They gave him a slap on the wrist for what he done. And what he did was he did all this stuff. It's just one of the verbal warfare, man, that Conor did. Conor legitimately took a dolly, smashed it, and tried to harm this man. And you think he's supposed to forget about that? Hell no. In the heat of battle, when he just dog-walked McGregor, in my opinion, 3 out of the first 4 rounds, made him tap, you know, submitted him right on his chin. McGregor tapped again. He talked to Judge McGregor, and then McGregor team is still running their mouth. You know, like this dude wouldn't jump over the cage and give you the business. Well, most people thought that wouldn't happen, but it did. Okay? And if anything, you know, the Nevada Athletic Commission, you know, they gonna handle this, you know, going back to Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah. Well, that was New York, okay? I thought it might have been Nevada, okay? Well, I think I was wherever that fight was at. I think it was Nevada because Nevada ended up suspending Roger Mayweather for getting into the ring and trying to beat up on Zab Judah, okay, for hitting his nephew, Floyd, in the private area because he was getting whooped on, all right? They strict about these things, you know. They talking about revoking this dude's visa and all of this. Get out of here, man. You should have revoked Conor McGregor visa when he threw that dolly, you know, on the glass and injured a whole bunch of fighters. You know, they want to talk about revoking his visa. You know, he ain't from here. All right? And that's just terrible in my opinion, man. It's very, very terrible. It's very, very unfortunate. You know, I'm riding with Khabib on this one, bro. Seriously, man. You know, they trying to act like Conor McGregor the victim, like he didn't do nothing to deserve this. Oh, you know, you got to be able to take the verbal warfare. Some guys can take it, some guys can't take it. That's what Dana White saying. But how many guys can take glass being broken in their face on the bus and all the other stuff that he did, calling him a snitch, talking about his religion and all this stuff. And you get in the ring, you talk tough, you try to be a bully outside the ring, and you get in the ring, you get dog walked. From each side of the octagon, you get body slammed, you get put on your head, you get submitted. He was on top of your head, made you quit, and talk junk to you while you about to submit. and you tap. You know, it was Khabib team wrong for going in the ring and beating up on a Thai fighter like Conor McGregor? Yes, that's absolutely wrong. McGregor chose not to press charges. Okay, I feel him on that. You know, but they jumped over the ring and started jumping on Conor McGregor. That was wrong. He was tired. He just got whooped on, just got beat on. Okay, but that's wrong. But all that shit talking you do, you better be able to back it up, because this was real beef. This was real animosity. This spilled outside the octagon. This could spill into the streets. But if anything, a lot of people don't want to say this. And I know Dana White will never admit this on tape, on camera, or being recorded. This elevated the UFC. The UFC needed this. This made that event that much bigger. Okay? It made the sport that much bigger. The sport was on the fritz. People talking about they didn't have the stars no more. And you infuse Conor McGregor back in the game. You infuse John Jones back in the game. DC becomes heavyweight champion. You put all these new things in there, and you say, okay, the UFC is boiling now. Now they about to put it in the oven. Now it's a finished product. The clout of the UFC just grew 100-fold last night after this. Like it or not, Khabib single-handedly last night, took the UFC out of obscene place, man. Where people say it was a gray area. People didn't know if it was dying or what. He revived the UFC. It's full. It's strong. The heart of the UFC is pumping again. The blood is going through. He just made Dana White a richer man. He's made the UFC a rich place. You know what? He elevated it. It was already on the way back up, but he elevated it to almost to elite status that it was at, just by jumping over the cage and almost inciting a riot. So, shout out to him. I support exactly what he did last night. Because, you do all that jaw talking, and your team still going to disrespect me after I done put a whooping on you. Well, I'm going to have to whoop you to show you. And the guy was an MMA fighter, I believe, the guy he jumped on from Conor Crew. He got whooped on, man. It wasn't no congratulations, good fight. Y'all still whooping. Y'all done got whooped and you still talking. Well, I'm going to have to go whoop you. I'm going to whoop y'all again. And that's what he did, man. That's what he did. But he rose the UFC up, man. UFC all the way up. Nothing can stop me. That's what they needed last night. It had pizzazz. The fight was good. The entire fight card I watched, from Derek Lewis to Reyes to Tony Ferguson, all the way up to Khabib and Conor McGregor. It was an elite fight card. It was a packed house. The energy was flowing. It was in a T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. And, like I said, Dana White ain't going to admit it. Okay? Dana White ain't going to admit it. He ain't going to say, oh, yeah, this was actually good promo for the UFC. It was good promo. It rose the stock. It rose the stock of the UFC, man. And, hopefully they can capitalize on it. Their next card is coming up with November 3rd. I don't know if John Jones going to slide up on that thing. He said he don't want to fight DC no more. Okay? Whatever reason that is. Maybe because he whooped on him twice, cheated or not cheated, depending on what you want to believe, or did it have something to do with it. But, yeah, man, I definitely, like I said in my Conor McGregor video that I dropped or I got coming up, I definitely think, down the line, this could be a huge rematch. It could do way bigger pay-per-view numbers. They might can double the pay-per-view numbers depending on what they did last night. And, yeah, this was humongous. This is going to be historical, man. Something like the Malice in the Palace, like I said yesterday, man. You sitting back, you think about it, and, you're like, damn, remember that time Khabib jumped over and whooped on Conor team, and the Khabib team whooped on and jumped on Conor team? That was some UFC, that was some WWE type ish. That was some WWF type stuff. That was the real World Wrestling Federation type stuff, man. I don't know what this WWE stuff is right now, but that was some real pageantry. They garnished a lot of viewerships. They the talk of the town. They overshadowed anything else that was going on that night. College football upsets, Florida beating LSU. Northwestern beat Michigan State. It overshadowed the zone, overshadowed everything. That was the best possible outcome they could have had last night as far as promo and promoting the sport. Shout out to Khabib. I'm rocking with him. Support 100% what he did. I know it was wrong, but McGregor can't be running his mouth and going out his lane like that. But don't forget, it's a Goodfellas Sports TV. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links in the description. Definitely appreciate you guys for rocking out with us one time for the one time. And shout out to everybody, man. We're going to continue to get it in, man. Continue to talk sports. Make sure you check out our growing playlist. It's categorized NBA, boxing, football, MMA, golf. A lot of playlists, man. Hood stories, food for talk, politics. Mayweather got his own playlist right here. So make sure y'all continue to check us out and see what we got to offer. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. We gone.